It's working now. It just closed down my live video for 1 second. So hello and welcome. This is Donna Gray, your Stamping Up demonstrator from the Scenic Rim in Queensland, and I'm coming to you live today with episode number 10 of my Christmas treat holders. So I have a real treat for you today. I'm just trying to, got some sticky bits happening here, and they just stuck to my elbow. So hello and welcome. I can see Margaret's on. Hello, welcome. So I'm here for episode number 10 of treat holders, Christmas treat holders, and I can tell you this one is super cute. So treat holders, Christmas trees, they all go in hand, I think. So hello, welcome. I've got Julie and Margaret on so far. I can see that I've got more on. So when you get the notification, please say hello and let me know where you're watching from. I'm terribly sorry I didn't get on live yesterday, but we were doing a little bit of building on the craft studio. So you all know that we have been building my craft studio in my backyard. So it was super exciting to be building again yesterday and today. So of course, with building comes with shifting the clothesline. Of course, my poor clothesline has popped up in a few areas in the backyard. Hopefully it's not going to move from where we've put it now, but we've been digging holes, we've been concreting poles in the ground, we've been extending beams on roofs and having to send photos in to engineers and certifiers to hopefully get, fingers crossed, the roof approved so that we can go ahead and do the rest of the craft studio. So it's getting a little bit exciting now. So I will show you some updates when there's more to show you. So at the moment, all I have is a roof in the backyard, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It's insulated roof. We've been sitting out there having cold drinks in between our little working episodes, and I can tell you it's actually quite a nice little area. So we have been lounging about out there a little bit in between some jobs. So it's been a really, really fun couple of days. I get to spend time with my parents, which is really, really good. And I think every moment that you get with your parents these days, you should cherish because, time is getting on. We're all getting older, sadly. So I absolutely love it when my parents come to visit and we get to work together. So welcome. Okay, so I'm going to do a cute little Christmas tree holder today, which is really, really cute. Now you can put lots of different things in here. So you could put small little gifts. You could put chocolates. You could put jewelry. You could put little tiny perfumes. You could even put a little tiny hand sanitizer. But it's a super cute little Christmas tree idea. Now, I did get this from another lady on YouTube, and I've tweaked it a little bit because the way she had it was it couldn't actually open up that you could put anything big in. Or the biggest part of it is the bottom part, and she only had this tiny little opening at the top. So I've actually made it that we can possibly open it up a lot bigger so that you can pop things in, and also to the recipient can open it up, pull things out, and then tie it back up and close it back up again. So I've tweaked it just a little bit, and I could probably tweak it a little bit better than what I have done, but we are going to create another one here this afternoon. So after I said goodbye to my parents, I've been physically trying to get this design. So I've got a little bit of a prototype, but I'm actually going to do a little bit more on it when we are creating it this afternoon. So hello and welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining. All right, so let's get to it. Now, I just want to say too, for all of the people that have registered for so this is what we're making. It's really, really cute. So it's a cute little box. You can hang it from a tree, which is really, really cute. So you could make some cute little gifts, pop something in there, and then hang it from the tree. But I'm going to add a little bit more. This is my quick prototype that I did this afternoon, just before I went live. And then I'm actually going to add a little bit more decoration, and we're going to play around with it a little bit more than what we did in this one. But anyway, so I am using Let me see if I can find my stamp set here now in amongst everything that I have here. Where did I put that? Anyway, I'm using one of the new bundles out of the new catalogue, but I'm using these dies. I can't even find the packet for the dies or the stamp set in amongst. Oh, here it is. The Merriest Trees is what I'm using. So I'm using the Merriest Trees stamp set. I'm also using the dies. So I'm actually using this big Christmas tree die. So what I've actually done, I've just gone ahead of time and I've cut out 2 of the Christmas tree. I'm using Mossy Meadow cardstock here. Now, I didn't stamp or do anything on this one, but I'm going to stamp on this one that we're making here today. And I've also got a piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock, and it's cut at 2 inches this way by 8.5 inches long. So one of these you can't get out of the width of our cardstock, so you've actually got to cut it out of the length. But you will get quite a few, you'll get 4 out of 1 sheet of cardstock. So it's not too bad. Actually, yeah, you can only get 4 out of 1 sheet of cardstock. But I think they're a super cute idea for a Christmas tree. All right, so as I said, I've used the Merriest Trees. I've used the dies out of the Merriest Trees. So I'm actually using, and this is what I had sticking to me just a while ago. I'm using this cute die, which is what creates those gorgeous decorations. And I'm using the new silver glitter sheets that actually are adhesive on the back. No, it's not Garden Green, Margaret, because you all know, and I can tell you Mossy Meadow is probably a close second. I'm not really that fond of Mossy Meadow. I could have probably done it in Old Olive, and I probably would have been quite happy to do it in Old Olive, but Mossy Meadow was the cardstock that I had on hand, so that was what the prototype was done with, so I'm just going with the Mossy Meadow. So, all right, so I'm actually going to mount up. I think I'm going to mount up. Do I want to do this big? No, I think I'm just going to do this one here. So this is what's going to create a little bit of sort of foliage on the tree. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to mount it up on my block, and I'm going to grab my lovely Mossy Meadow ink. All right, so let's find Mossy Meadow, because I just wanted to change it up a little bit compared to my prototype. So I'll just pop that here so you can see how cute it is. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in a Pierce mat. I'm going to ink up that foliage, and we are going to stamp that over the top of our die cut. Now, can I see that? I need a white piece of paper because I can't really see that well. Let's do this so I can actually see a little bit better. That's better. Okay, so let's ink that up again. All right, so I'm just going to do a little bit of stamping over the top, and that's just going to give us a little bit more foliage look on the tree and just a little bit more interest to take the plain look off it. Okay, so we've got a little bit of foliage on there, and this one here, we're going to do the same thing. So I've cut 2 of the trees, and they're the largest trees. Now I could do this as a 3D. The front I could do with more levels, but I just thought to not overcomplicate it. And if you're going to make multiple of these, you physically don't want to have a lot of stamping and things to do if you're going to make multiple. So I've got my 2 trees stamped. I'm then going to put that ink away so I don't get Mossy Meadow ink all over me. Okay, now we're going to take our piece of cardstock that is 8.5 inches by 2 inches. Now along the 8.5 inch side, we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. And I always find 1/2 inch is better to score on this side of the trimmer. So I'm just going to score it at 1/2 inch there. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it around, and we're going to go to 1 1/4 inches. So 1/2 inch, 1 1/4 inches, 4 inches, and 5 3/4 inches. Okay. And then we're going to turn it on our 2-inch side up the top, and we're going to score it 1/2 inch on both sides. So 1/2 inch down that side and 1/2 inch down that side. Okay. So we have that. Now, we have this end here that we have the 4 score lines. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to cut that corner out on both sides. So that corner and that corner. We are then going to cut these ones down this way. Okay, so this is going to create our lid. All right. I'm just going to miter that in just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. These ones here, we're going to cut back 1/2 and 1/2. And we're going to miter those in as well. And those there. Okay. Now, along this bit here, we have a score line coming down here and a score line coming down here. We're going to miter up into that point there on both of those. So there, and the same thing here. And then we're going to miter up that way and that way on this side, and the same thing over here. Now, that is as simple as it is with this box. Okay, so that's going to create our box for the inside. You know I don't like Theo. Okay, so a little bit of a story about Theo. So Theo has been a little bit freaked out for the last 2 days. Not because my mum and dad are here, but what is actually happening in our neighbourhood at the moment, there is people across the road that are actually taking out a whole big rock wall, and I have no idea what they're doing, but they've had someone there digging for 2 days, and they've totally dismantled a rock wall that was along the side of their house, and their house is up quite high and their fence is up quite high, and this was a bank with a rock wall. They've taken the rock walls all away from the bottom of the bank. They've dug right down. They've got the fence all up really high. They've got this cliff face of dirt. I have no idea what they're doing. But what they actually did was, with all those boulders, yesterday they had a big B-double truck, and they were actually with the excavator picking up those boulders and dumping them into the truck. So, of course, they were actually dumping them in the truck. And so, of course, the noise of the boulders going into the back of the truck has totally freaked Theo out. And so Theo, whenever he gets freaked out, he goes to my bedroom, he goes in underneath my doona and gets right into my bed, and I look like I have a lump in the middle of my bed. So that is actually what happened yesterday. And then last night he was okay, but he was still a little bit freaked out. So then this morning he went to go and have breakfast. And of course, what actually happened was, as we were walking out of my bedroom, my father came around the corner and met me in sort of like the walkway to the main bathroom, which was near my bedroom door. And so Theo was following me out, seen my father, freaked out, ran under the bed, and has not come out from underneath the bed all day. So I had his food out for him. He didn't eat his food. He has been totally freaked out. Now, this afternoon, my mother and father left at probably about, I don't know, 2:30-ish, something like that this afternoon. And I went in and had a shower because my mother coloured my hair. So I had to go in and have a shower and wash my hair to get the colour out of my hair. And as soon as he seen me in the bedroom, and as soon as the whole house was quiet and there was no one in the house, he came out. So he finished off his breakfast at 2:30 or 3 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm not sure whether he's going to want to eat dinner tonight, but that is not the only thing that's happening in the neighbourhood. So the neighbours 2 doors across, so across the street and 2 doors down, they're putting a swimming pool in. So there's excavators and trucks and things putting the swimming pool in. Plus, along the end of that dead-end street, they're actually subdividing and putting more blocks in. And so there's people that are actually like jackhammering in rock shelves and things. So there is machinery and trucks everywhere. So Theo's a little bit freaked out. So I apologise, but he is not here crafting with us tonight because he's a little bit freaked out. So I think he will be quite happy when everyone goes home this afternoon, because last night he was totally okay throughout the night, but then this morning they were all back into it again, and so he was a little bit freaked out again. So he has an excuse. So he's hiding in my bedroom. Okay, so let's get back to this box. All right, so we have our template made. So you can see here we've got all of this sorted. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our bone folder and we're going to fold on all of those score lines. Yeah, so Theo, it doesn't take much. People have said he's ragdoll, and people have said that about ragdolls, that are very sensitive. And so, yeah, he's just a tad freaked out at the moment. But I'm sure tonight, after all the trucks go home, I'm sure he will come out and he will be happy. So by the time the sun goes down, hopefully he will be a happy camper and he will be ready to come out and have a good time. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do now is I'm actually going to glue this side in like that, but this side I'm actually going to leave free. Okay, so the reason why I want to leave this side free, so the way it was done on the video that I seen how it was done, it was actually glued in like that, totally like that, and the trees were glued on that triangle side. Okay, so the trees were glued on here. So if you can imagine that, the trees were glued on there. So all that you were left with was this bit here at the top to put your candy in. So that little opening there. I sort of thought, I don't know whether I really want to have a small opening like that. So my thoughts were to pop the candy in like a nice little cello bag and be able to have this as a swinging option that you would be able to open it up. Okay. So Kathy's saying our Charlie is part ragdoll and very skittish, doesn't like people at all, but he does like Genio. If anyone comes to the door, he takes off and hides in a cupboard. Exactly. And that's exactly what Theo is like. But Theo has actually, he has got used to the females that come for classes. So because he's got used to them, he's actually not too bad with some people when they come. So now I'm just going to put a little bit of Seal Plus just on those tabs there. And we are actually going to fold this one up and have it at an angle. So the way that I've mited those corners, I'm just going to adhere that to the outside, and that one is going to stay rigid like that. Okay. So we're going to have that at a bit of an angle. It's going to stay rigid. But this one here is going to be able to go in like that. Okay. But we're going to stick our trees to this side, not this side. Okay. So that then it can still open like that. Okay. So that was my thought, was to be able to do that. Now I did on this one, I did try sticking some Christmas trees on there and it didn't quite work because of the way it wanted to fold in. So I think I'm still going to, on this one, I think I'm just going to leave it open, because even when it goes in like that, there's not a big gap there. You could put maybe a bit of window sheet in there if you wanted to stop it from actually anything from falling out. But if you put something in a cello bag, like if you and if you've got big enough chocolates, they're not going to come out the side. But if you're going to do something like M&Ms or something like that, I would suggest to put them probably in a cello bag. Okay. So the next thing what I want to do is I want to decorate this tree to start off with. Now, I've done ahead of time, I have used this die, and we have created some cute little embellishments here for our tree. So I'm just going to, now this is the double side, this is the adhesive backed glimmer, silver glimmer paper that we sell. So I'm just going to take the backing off there. Now these are super cute, and I'm actually just going to pop it on the tree like that. And we've got a few of these, so I'm just going to, now I decorated after I put it together, and I'm not going to do that this time. So because it's much easier with these, and you've got to get it going the right way because they have a bit of a dip in them. So it's much easier with these when you actually have the tree flat. Okay, so I'm going to do that and go down to there. And then you can press it on, because when I tried to press it on before, it was very hard to try and press on. So now the backings have all come off these, so they're actually ready to go to pop them onto the tree already. And I found that it was actually quite, these are quite intricate pieces, but the backing just came off like quite easily. God, I'm not getting it around the right way. Let me go this way. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to head down there like that. And then we've got this one. So of course that one we can pop on here, there, and maybe going to there. Okay, and then this last one we will pop onto there and there. So you can see, super easy to decorate. Absolutely easy as to decorate there like that. Then I actually took some festive pearls and I popped some festive pearls on. And I wanted to change up the color. I didn't want to keep everything silver. So I thought I'll change up the color and just put some gold ones in there. And one there and one there. It's like decorating a tree, isn't it? It's so cute. I mean, like when you decorate your real tree, you know what I mean. Okay. So there we have a tree already and decorated, ready to go. Now, I will just cut out some more because we'll do some on the back there as well. So just bear with me while I cut out another set. And this adhesive back glimmer paper is fantastic for being able to do this. So let's do that. Okay. So you can see, now what I do is I carefully, see that? All the backings have come off. See that? Okay, so all the backings have come off except for this one, which it's nearly off anyway. Okay, so let's decorate the back one. Are you all mesmerized because there's no comments happening? You're all gone quiet. Are you all still there? Okay, so let's go like that. Okay. A little bit tedious these, but they make it so pretty. Okay, there like that. Oh, still here. Okay. Julie's cooking dinner. I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. Had a pretty big lunch. Maybe I might give dinner a miss tonight. I don't know. I get a little bit like that when I'm here by myself. It's like, do I want to eat? Do I not want to eat? Okay, so let's pop that one. Oh, go like that. So as you can see, they're much easier to pop on when you've got these flat than trying to decorate when it's already on the box like that. Okay, so we have that. And of course, we will decorate with some pearls. Oh, I know, Rebecca. It's so pretty, isn't it? The silver glimmer. Absolutely so, so pretty. I mean, you get me every time. Glitter, glimmer, and shine. You have me. Wholeheartedly. Okay, so let's do that, and that. Okay, so we have two trees really super cute and decorated. All right, now I'm going to take my hole punch, and I do apologize. This is not a Stampin' Up! One, but it works, and it does the job. So I'm going to take my hole punch, and I'm actually going to punch a hole in the top there. Now, the reason that I'm doing that is so that I can pop that. Oh, and I missed it, but anyway, let's see if I can see this a little bit better. I missed that bit there. Let's go there. Okay. So we have a hole on both sides to be able to thread our little twine through, okay? So don't do what I did. I missed that corner there, but it's okay. It will hopefully hold it as much as we can. Okay, so the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to glue our trees onto the front here. So all I did was run a little bit of Seal Plus down here, and then I'm going to pop my tree. Now I want this to be like the base of the tree, okay? So I actually just popped it up a little bit like that, okay? And then stuck it on. So I want this to be the trunk of the tree. Now there is a die in here that you could maybe create a pot for the tree. So this one here, you could put like a baskety sort of pot underneath if you wanted to. But I was quite okay with just having the green trunk, okay? The set that I'm using is the Merriest Trees, Christine. So Merriest Trees. All right, so I'm going to do that. I'm then going to, with this one, I'm going to do the same thing. Now, what I like to do with this is just try and eyeball it and line them up pretty even. So about like that. But they're going to line up pretty even. So I'm going to press that. Whoop. Let's eyeball that again. So pretty even like that. Okay, and I'll press that one on there. Okay, so as you can see, our little box is going to fold up in there like that. That's going to go down in there. And I find that I just tuck those in around that one there, okay? And then pop it down. And there you have your box all ready to go. Now, the reason why I did this bit here too was to actually hold them together. To hold your box together a little bit. You could, if you wanted to, maybe pop a little glue dot on the outsides of those just to let them pop in, but maybe take the stickiness off the glue dot, or even maybe some Velcro if you wanted to. If you wanted to be that particular about it. But so then what I did was I took some of our elegant trim and I cut a little loop section like that. Of course, we went through here like this. This may not work because I punched it wrong, and I do apologize for doing that, but I've already decorated the tree and it's just going to have to make do. We're just going to have to pretend that it's going to work. Okay, and then we're going to thread that through like that, and that's going to, well, it's supposed to, and it won't because I punched it wrong, but it's supposed to hold our two trees together. Okay, so let's see if we can do it this side. It might do it. Okay, so just like that, and then of course we're going to tie that in a knot. So that's actually so we can hang it on the tree. If you didn't want to hang it on a tree like this, you may want to still do a little bit of a hole in there and actually tie it together with some twine just to hold the top together, because I just found it just held your box together as well. So you would pop your treats in. Okay, so we have that. We have that poking down in there. A little bit fiddly, but it's so stinking cute. Let me get that in there. There we go. Okay. So we have our cute little tree and our box done together. Okay. And then all I did was I decorated with a bow with our silver trim that is in our online exclusives. Yes, here comes a bow, Sue. Here it is. Can't have a project without a bow. You all know that. So Leslie, you're meeting me here at my house at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Is that correct? And then we're leaving from here tomorrow to go to Currumbin. we're going to a Stamping Up event tomorrow, so that will be fun. Okay, so we're going to do that. I'm going to put a little bit of Seal Plus on the back of my bow. No, okay, I'm going to put a bit of Seal Plus on here. Let's add a little bit of Seal Plus just on there. Is it coming off? No. Okay, I'm going to add a glue dot. Can't get the Seal Plus to work, so we'll add a glue dot. So as you can see, oh, I've lost the bow on the ground. And then I just ran over it with my chair. Did I get a glue dot on there? I don't think I did after all that. These little glue dots are hard things to see, aren't they? Okay, glue dot. And then it's going to go on our tree. Like that. Now you could put a star on it. There is a star in the little, in the packet, in the dies. So there you have a super cute little Christmas tree gift box. So what do you think? I think that they are really, really super, super cute. A damaged bow, I know. I ran over it with my chair, but it still came up okay. We can fluff it up. It's okay. It survived. So there you have episode number 10 of my Christmas treat holders. A super cute Christmas tree holder. And they stand up perfectly. So they are really, really, absolutely super cute. Okay. So hopefully you enjoyed that today. Thank you very much for hanging out with me and crafting with me once again. Now, I have changed. I was actually going to go live tomorrow afternoon, and I realize there is no possible way I can go live tomorrow afternoon because I will not be home, because I will still be at the Stampin' Up event and traveling home. So I physically can't go live tomorrow afternoon. So I promise. So I have actually deleted that off my YouTube channel. So if you actually had set a notification to get notified for me going live tomorrow, I apologize. I will not be live tomorrow at 4 p.m. I will be live Friday at 5 p.m. though. I will definitely be live at 5 p.m. on Friday. And I will give you episode number 11, and then you will have to wait until actually Monday afternoon for episode number 12. So thank you very much for coming and hanging out with me this afternoon. What Stamping Up event is on tomorrow, Sue? It is it's an event for the south of Brisbane, Gold Coast area and Northern Rivers area, and it's just our DDM is going to be there, and there is someone from the US Home Office as well. So it's just one of those get-togethers for Stampin' Up. So it's for south of Brisbane, Gold Coast, and Northern Rivers area. So that is totally okay, Gina. I am so happy to be sharing these things with you. You hope Theo is out soon. I know, Margaret, I'm a little bit concerned, but I think once everybody goes home and all the workmen go home, I think Theo will show his little face and come out and eat dinner. We can hope. So otherwise he'll be fading away to a shadow. There's no hope of that. He could definitely not eat for a month, and I don't think he would fade away to a shadow. So I think he will be totally okay. So thank you, everyone. And I will, I will see you, Leslie, in the morning. And I will see you all on Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. for episode number 11. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until then.